in today's video, we're going to talk about the 3 deep and beautiful life lessons that I learned from The Lord of the Rings. And I know making this video, I'm like 20 years late, okay? I just barely watched the trilogy. I haven't even watched the Hobbit series yet, like, I don't know, a week or 2 ago. And I've been reflecting about the 3 lessons that movie taught me because it's such a deep trilogy. The original Lord of the Rings movies are badass. I've heard people talk about them for my whole life. I don't know why I felt reluctant or resistant to even watch them, because I grew up playing World of Warcraft and all the Elder Scrolls games, and I'm super into like Aragon and all the nerdy shit. And so I finally sat down with my girl and we watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it blew my mind. I was addicted. I watched them all in a week. It was like an hour each night to, throughout the whole week to get them done. But it was so good, and I just want to share really quick. Here are the 3 lessons I learned from Lord of the Rings. So for those of you who have watched, you know how badass the story is. For those who haven't, just to paint a picture, there is this beautiful story of a family inheritance getting passed down to a grandson who then has to go on a mission because it's a cursed family inheritance, basically. This ring, it's tied to some evil bad guy, and they assemble a band of misfits to go out and kick some ass and save the world. It's fucking cool as hell. And so in this movie, there's so many good lessons. Like, you're watching it and there's tons of humor, and there's like these deep ass quotes that you gotta like pause and rewind because you're like, holy shit, Gandalf said what? And so on and so forth. And so it really was hard to think about what is the top 3 lessons that I got. But upon reflecting, here's what they were. Number 1, nothing is more important than pursuing your purpose in life. All of the characters, literally each one of them in the Fellowship and just in general in that world of Mordor that they showed, they all had a strong duty and a purpose, something they were pursuing at all times. Aragorn, my favorite character, and that's probably for good reason. He's kind of like the badass of the show, even though they're all badass. He has this cool redemption arc, and throughout the story, he's pursuing his true path. He's meant to be a very special character. I won't spoil it. He ends up rising up through his life and building all these skills and just really like growing into this badass person he's meant to be as a leader and protector. And so you get to watch his character arc. You have Frodo and Sam trying to deliver the ring to Mount Doom. You've got Gandalf holding down the fort, protecting shit. Even the evil people in the show, Saruman and Sauron, they have an evil purpose, but they're still pursuing it. And I think that's a really important lesson. Because even the ones hell-bent on destroying the earth had that sense of purpose. And obviously the heroes, that I won't spoil it, but they end up obviously winning because that's how stories go. So even when the dust settles, having a sense of purpose can drive us or the people in that show or that movie, that story, to accomplish impossible things, and most importantly, feel like our life matters. Because when you have that sense of purpose, whatever your deliver the ring to Mount Doom is, it drives you. You wake up every day like, I know where I'm going, I know who I'm meant to be, and although it's scary and hard and sometimes fucking sucks, I'm gonna get it done. The second lesson that I learned from Lord of the Rings: there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. That comes from Samwise the Brave, also one of my favorite characters. This series is super full of wisdom, and although I feel this one's self-explanatory, I will kind of share a little bit about it. I feel that so much of my purpose, and most people feel their purpose is to help humanity, that there is some good in people and in this world, and there's also this like evil force. I don't know if you guys feel that. Like, maybe it's the elites of the world if you're into conspiracies, or maybe if you're religious, you believe it's God and Satan, and if you're not, I don't know. I'm somewhere in the mix of all those things. I have an open mind, and I try to really just look at the world objectively, and I truly feel that in this world, there is duality. There is light and dark, good and evil, whatever you want to call it. And I definitely have some dark in me. I'm a little twisted as a person, but my purpose feels to be a servant of the light, to help restore and cultivate the good in humanity. Maybe you can relate. And so I'll say that one more time. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. So remember that, whether it's in you or your community or the people you love or just in general in the world, there's some good and it's worth fighting for. And my third lesson is life is best when you're surrounded by your true friends, not just people. And the thing is that each one of the characters in this show, especially in the Fellowship, the group that's tasked with delivering the ring to Mount Doom in the first movie, they have their own unique badassery and strengths and weaknesses. Some of them are literally like dwarf people. One of them is literally a dwarf. The other one's a badass, like immortal archer. Another one's like this swordsman, ranger king dude. and they all have their own, strengths and weaknesses. And I think your friend group will be similar. You guys all have, or the people you surround yourself with, all have their strengths and weaknesses. But at the core, it's important that you're united by a shared cause, and also that mutual care and respect for each other that you see so much throughout the movie. Although some of them get in fights at certain points, although there's all this like impending doom and all the odds are stacked against them, they're willing to die with and for each other and really support each other to be their best in their life mission. And I feel like that's the type of homies you got to roll deep with, is the people that are going to have your back. Create your own little fellowship. And if you don't have it now, find it. Hit me up. I'm looking for badass people all the time. Assemble the fucking Avengers type shit. And the thing is that when the challenges came in the movie, the insurmountable odds, the crazy things, they made it through because of each other, because they had that support system to lean on, and ultimately they had each other's back, plus they were able to utilize each other's strengths and weaknesses, which I think human beings in today's day and age are no different. Find your mission, surround yourself with people that align with it, and roll deep in that bitch and get it done. So, those are a few things that I learned from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I will watch The Hobbit and maybe make a follow-up video. If you want to see more videos like this where I break down life lessons from cool shit like video games and movies and all sorts of random things, happy to do so. Until then, guys, let me know down below what your favorite part of the movie is, who your favorite character is, what your biggest life lesson is from it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love. Have a blessed day. Talk soon.